The government of India have issued guidelines for reopening of the educational institutions and have left the decision to the state governments to take up the reopening as well as the graded manner in which the schools need to be reopened. And in compliance to the SOP given by the government of India, the state government has decided in principle to reopen the schools from 2nd November onwards, but in a graded manner. The graded manner by which the schools will be reopened will be as follows. From 2nd November, the schools that are having classes 9th to 12th will be reopened, and they will be reopened and all teachers will attend during the school hours, but the children will be coming to the schools on alternative days. That means, suppose if we have opened the schools with classes 9th and 10th, the children of 9th class will come on one day and children of 10th class will come on another day. And once the children come, they will be seated in the classrooms not exceeding 16 children per classroom. This 16 has been arrived at taking into account the physical distance norms of 6 feet as well as the size of a normal classroom. So 16 children will be seated in a classroom, and the three mantras, that is wearing the mask, washing the hands, and maintaining physical distance, will be maintained thoroughly. Then the schools having 6 to 8. In the high schools we have classes 6 to 10th. So 9th and 10th will come from 2nd November, and 6 to 8th the schools will be opened from 23rd November. That is exactly after 3 weeks from the date the higher classes are opened. Then children of classes 1 to 5, they are primary schools. They will be opened from December 14th. That is exactly after 3 weeks from the date of reopening for classes 6 to 8. In Andhra Pradesh, we have 62,000 schools, and especially in the government, we have high schools, around 6,000 high schools. The 6,000 high schools will immediately start from 2nd November. And the high schools along with the UP schools from classes 6 to 8 will be opened from 23rd, and we have around 34,000 primary schools in the government. They will be opened from 14th December, but all schools, these guidelines apply to all government, aided and private managements. Then the SCERT, the State Academic Authority, has prepared the academic calendar. The normal academic calendar would be closed by 23rd April generally, but this year we are extending it up to 30th April 2021. And from 2nd November to 30th April, it would be exactly 180 days, and we want to count all 180 days as learning days. The entire learning activity will be categorized into 3 activities. One is the core lessons, where the teacher has to actually teach the children in a classroom, where the concepts have to be made clear to the children. And those subjects and those activities that can be done by the student, either in the classroom or at home or as a group or as a project, and those which are not really essential. The SCERT has categorized all the subjects, all the chapters into these 3 categories, and a detailed academic calendar has been prepared. Every day the children will come to school at 9 a.m. For 15 minutes they will be oriented towards COVID and the required precautions. From 9:15 to 1:45, the school will run with 45 minutes break at the end for midday meal. And midday meal is staggered into 2 batches. The lower classes will take the midday meal in the first batch and the higher class in the second batch. And after every 45 minutes of class, there will be a 5-minute break for water bill and 10-minute break for relaxation in the form of yoga or pranayama or simple walk in the campus or some kind of a Ananda Vedika kind of experiments where children will take up storytelling and those things. This would enable them to recoup themselves for the next class. And by 1:45, the children would disperse, they will leave the school, and from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., 4:15 p.m., the teachers would assemble and take up the online classes for those children who may not come to the school, because coming to the school is basically based on the parents' consent, and if the parent doesn't consent the child to come to school, the child can stay back at home and take up learning through online. And the online learning consists of the entire syllabus has been made available on the Abhyasa app of the government of Andhra Pradesh. All the textbooks, lessons, material has been placed on the Abhyasa app. Then B, the entire syllabus that is uploaded on the Diksha platform of government of India. And C, we are running Doordarshan classes during COVID time also. The same thing will continue. 4, the teachers have formed their children into WhatsApp groups, and they will continue to guide the children through WhatsApp groups. And there are also a lot of lessons uploaded to YouTube portal, and the children can also access. The teachers would guide, they would call the parents or the children over phone, and or in the morning they will tell the children that look, this is the online exercise that you have to take up, and in the afternoon the teachers will be available to give guidance to the children through online. And in this process we would like to cater to each child. We have categorized the children into 3 categories based on their access to online media. Children who are equipped with high-tech machinery or equipment, and children with very low-tech equipment, and children who are not having access to any technology. So the high-tech, low-tech and no-tech children, all these 3 categories will be will be catered to by the schools and the teachers. Then there is the question of the residential schools and hostels. For them, we will be opening up the hostel accommodation. The schools may open up the hostel accommodation anywhere between 2nd November to 23rd November based on their availability of space and other facilities. But by 23rd, they have to open the hostels initially for those children of higher classes, 9th and 10th, 11th and 12th. And Government of India said that hostel accommodation should be open for those children who do not have any other means of supporting themselves. So based on that criteria, the hostels will be opened. And those children, the children studying from class 3 to class 8 in the hostels and residential schools, who will not be able to access the hostel facility immediately, they can access the learning from any school nearby, any government school or aided school. And the welfare departments have been requested to map the students with the nearest school and guide them to go to the nearest school. And we have given instructions to the DEOs to extend the instruction and other guidance to all those children through the nearest schools. And the medical and health department has been requested to extend they are requested to give the SOP for proper medical and health. And already districts have started testing the teachers and the staff initially. Then the transport department has been requested to issue an SOP for safe transport to the schools. And we are also opening up the midday meal facility for these children. And we have a director midday meal. He looks after the school sanitation also. And he is issuing the SOP for midday meal and school sanitation. We are setting up control rooms at the district offices as well as in the office of Director School Education to monitor especially it will be very close monitoring, especially in the first 3 weeks, so that any emergency would be immediately attended to by the entire machinery. Then with regard to the finances, the schools have been given the annual composite grants under Samagra Shiksha, ranging from 20,000 to 1 lakh. So they can immediately start spending those grants for equipping themselves with the necessary material like thermogun or liquid soap or whatever material is required. In addition to this, Government of India have also directed us to utilize part of the money released for community mobilization grant under Samagra Shiksha also for this purpose. We have also released some grant for running eco clubs and youth clubs to the schools. We told the DOs that they can make use of this money also for any expenditure towards COVID related activity. And we wanted the headmasters and the teachers to attend 1st November all the schools, and they will 1st November is the formation day of Andhra Pradesh. So they will celebrate the formation day of the new state of Andhra Pradesh, and then they will sit down with the parents committee, explain the SOP of the Government of India as well as the state government, and they will draw up the school level SOP on 1st November. School level SOP is the key, is the very important prerequisite in the entire program, because each teacher, each headmaster and each parent should know what would be the to be taken up by the respective school, keeping in view the SOPs given by the union and state governments. These are the arrangements that we are going ahead with in the state for reopening of the schools, and we would be very vigilant in ensuring that the children would come, attend the schools, and continue their learning in a safe environment. And we thank the Honorable Chief Minister Sri Y.S. Jagannatha Mohan Reddy Garu for taking this kind decision of reopening the schools so that the children from the poorer sections of the society would not be deprived of the academic year. As such, since they are not having access to the electronic gadgets and online learning, the schools are the only means of their educational learning. So, thanks to the decision taken by the Honorable Chief Minister, the poorer sections of the society will now have a consistent opportunity for learning.